Hello, I'm Chief Randazzo with the Macomb County Animal Control. The following program is designed to inform you, the residents of Macomb County, of animal welfare issues that are taking place in our neighborhoods. So stay tuned. I hope you enjoy it. So we had the volunteer training yesterday. So we're going to keep building on it. So the volunteers, we're going to make it mandatory for them, those that want to continually handle the dogs. And it's because we want all the dog handling to be done in a consistent manner. So you don't want it, some people handle them this way, some people handle them that way. That's the whole idea of engaging them and then also providing them some high quality dog training, okay?
Yeah, honestly, even with the volunteers, you see their social skills, even the interaction, changing them quite a bit.
Any animal control, at least for us, I would say, is that volunteers are a key ingredient to our success. We depend on them. We need them, the animals need them. And so part of our recruitment retention program for the volunteers is not only do we want to recruit them, we want to engage them. What do they love to do? So, for instance, like, our volunteers that love working with the dogs, we provide training. We have a trainer come from Sundog, which is up in Romeo. We have the canine underdog. Her name's Rachel. She's amazing as well. So we try to give them all this hands-on experience. And the best part is that the dogs win out of it because we're handling the dogs all the same way. All the corrections are done in the same way, all the enrichment, in kennel, out of kennel enrichments, all being done the same way. And I think that's important. So how would you know if a rescue is reputable? There's a few areas I think that your attention should be drawn to. And so let's look at the 6 parvo puppies that we have in our building that were illegally imported into the state of Michigan from a rescue group. I think what a good sign would be if you are rescuing a dog from a rescue, the first thing you should probably do is call the rescue. You want to see their facility, or maybe it's a foster base. You want to see where these animals are being kept. And then if there's a decline for you to be there, I think that should be your first red flag. I think an important aspect too that you should understand is that there are no regulations in the state of Michigan that regulate animal rescues at all. Animal control, strong regulations. We have to put reports in every year, where the animals come from, how they were dispositioned. Not a rescue, not a dog rescue, a cat rescue. They don't have to show anything to anybody. So always keep that in mind as well. There are wonderful rescues out there, but there are also rescues out there that are not wonderful. We have 6 sick puppies that are the perfect example of rescues that operate without best practices. And so these puppies came to us because they were illegally brought into the state. All 6 were given to one person. These puppies then come down with parvo. And then the foster parent can no longer handle the amount of care that these puppies are going to need, and the rescue group won't take the puppies back. So what happens is the second time this has happened with that same group, the same rescue group, the lady brings the puppies here and she just hands them over. And she's like, I can't care for these dogs. They're sick. They have parvo. She had taken them over to Wilson's vet where they are diagnosed with parvo. And all of a sudden, now it's a county problem. Now it's an animal control problem, right? And these dogs are really sick. So again, there's no regulations on rescues, right? So now we issue tickets to this person, right? Because even though the rescue is not in Macomb County, the crime takes place here in Macomb County because she won't take the puppies back. And then she's trying to give all this medication to the foster who is not comfortable with handling this type of medication, and it wasn't prescribed by a veterinarian that we know of. So we got a lot of charges that are going through with this. But however, this happens in March. It is now August, and we still haven't been to a show cause hearing because the courts are so backed up. But this shows you, this is a great example of how the system is not set up for success on the animal's behalf. So this window when they were a puppy, when we received them, there was probably about, they're probably about 8 weeks old, just the legal age to bring them over the border of the state. Now they're months old. Now this window when they're these cute little puppies, I still think they're adorable, but when there's cute puppies that people are probably more aesthetically looking for are now, juveniles. They're bigger dogs. They're more rambunctious. Even though we have trainers working for them, this is not a facility where we should be housing animals this long. But it gives you a demonstration of how long this court process takes and how, to me, the animal is always the victim in these situations. And it's never winning for the animal. Because while we're having this case go on, we're tracking this rescue, bringing more puppies into the state. And the Michigan Department of Ag, no one's stopping it. And this is why we need regulations. Rescues have to be regulated.
Oh no, you don't look good. You don't look good at all. Hi, baby. Oh no. It's okay. It's okay. I know, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You're okay. I know. I'm sorry. I know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's okay. Okay. All right. Unfortunately, it appears that if she was hit by a car, so she is going to be humanely euthanized. She had some pretty grave injuries and has a very deep hole in between on her frontal lobe that she does have maggots already inside, so it doesn't look like we're going to be able to save her.
Gotcha. I understand that this phone was called in this morning around 7.
Yeah, they had first seen it around 7. He called us right around 10:30 or so. Wasn't really sure what happened to him or if maybe he just got misplaced from where the mom was at. But no, she's also got a really bad eye injury as well. So we're gonna go and relieve her suffering.
When it comes to animal control, it's not just puppies and kittens, right? That our officers are responding to, injured wildlife, whether it's hit by a car or, it's sick or whatever it is. You have to understand that, well, you don't even have to understand it, to be honest with you. You don't have to understand it, but you should respect it at the minimum, right? You have a dedicated team at Macomb County Animal Control. And if you look at some of the situations that they're placed in, right? So people being evicted, they have to, there's no next of kin. They have to remove the animals. Then they also have wildlife-human conflicts, right? So you have the sick fawn, clearly septic, you can see the wounds on it. They have to humanely euthanize those animals, right? The raccoons that are become sick for whatever reason. Maybe somebody put out poison, who knows? But they have to handle that. And you need a special person to do that. And you also have to be conscious that it's high burnout. If you look around the state and nationwide, there's a high burnout in animal control. And it's because they're so heavily judged by the public, right? But they're trying their hardest. As if you just look at what they do on a daily basis.
Alive or dead?
He's still alive. Yeah, no problem. It's okay. You're okay, buddy. It's okay. We gotcha. We gotcha. You're okay. Hi, sweetheart. It's okay. Hang on there, bud. So, part of being on call is we have emergency drugs that we have to be able to euthanize humanely in the field. This guy is unfortunately a lot worse condition than what I expected. So we are going to go ahead and humanely euthanize him in the field today. So I'm going to give him a little bit of a sedative so that he doesn't feel any kind of pain. Unfortunately, I think this guy is a little bit of a victim of distemper, which is very, very common in these guys. Hi, sweet pea. More than likely, this little guy was probably had distemper, which is a really nasty virus for these guys. And I think what happened is that he just got so sick he couldn't eat anymore, couldn't drink anymore, and unfortunately distemper causes quite a clusters of seizures, which these guys they don't do so well. It's pretty difficult. We had one that we were trying to rehab with our wildlife veterinarian, and he was doing so good, and then he just took a turn for the worse, and that's what happens. Distemper is very hard to try and cure out of these guys, and it's unfortunate that they have to go through this, but at least he's not suffering anymore, and that's kind of the thing that we have to keep clinging on to, is because as hard as this job can be sometimes, it makes it easier knowing that at least we're here to help, whether it's the end stage of their life or helping them, be rehomed or be relocated or be rehabilitated. Sometimes we can. Hi. Well, hello, pretty. It's okay. Hi. There you go. What are you doing? Oh, you got no chip? That's not good. Why do you got no chip? Why you got no chippies? You got no chippies. What are you doing? Hi. You're very sweet. Can I see your teepers? Good job. You're young. Yeah. Uh-oh. There. Nice try. Want to jump in? Good job. Very good. What a good girl. So Chesterfield PD gave us a call and stated that one of their residents dropped off a dog that they found a couple of days ago in attempts to find the owner on Facebook or social media, anything that can get a possibility of an attention of an owner. They were unsuccessful, so they dropped off the dog here to Chesterfield. Thankfully, Chesterfield PD is one of our partners that is able to house dogs for us when situations like this happen, whether we're closed or busy, whatever the case is. They do have 2 holding kennels for us. So I did check her for a microchip. Unfortunately, as beautiful as she is, surprisingly, she does not have a microchip. It's very important that when you do have a microchip or when you have a pet, to microchip your animals. It's a lot easier and safer for the animals, because had she had one, I would not be driving to the shelter. I would be driving her to her home, hoping to get a hold of an owner or giving them a phone call or an email. we don't like keeping pets. It's not something that we like doing. If we can reunite, we always will prefer reuniting an animal, especially if it's in good of a condition as she's in. She's very clean. She doesn't even have any kind of mats on her at all. You're okay, Sweetie. So we'll take a picture of her. She'll be posted on our website, which you can find at Macomb County Animal Control under the lost dog portion or lost pet portion. And then also she'll be located on 24 Pet Connect, which a lot of shelters do utilize that for strays that are picked up. And then we're also going to take it one step further and post her on a Facebook group called For the Love of Louie that utilizes strictly found and lost animals to try and help reunite with their owner. Why are you all wet, little one?
Yeah, I looked for a
Come here.
tag, but it must have gotten ripped off.
Come here. There we go. Well, hi. Do you have a chip? Please say yes. Oh, no. You don't have a chip. Man. You don't have a chip, but that's okay. That's okay. Say thank you.
Thank you for being friendly.
Yeah, he kept you safe. He kept you safe, yeah. All right, well, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for coming.
Not a problem. Come on, little one. Come on, little one. What you doing? You're all wet. Why are you all wet, huh? Did you get caught in the rain? Where'd you come from? Where'd you come from, little one? Let's see. We'll go back here. You know what? Let's put you on the other side. Get you a blanket. Want a blanket? You want a blanket, little one? Ready? There we go. Very good. Can I see how old you are? Oh, you got a little... You got a little shoelace on there. That's weird. It's okay. Oh, you're not very old at all. A Shelby Township resident was taking his dogs outside and then found this little Yorkie outside and thankfully kept him safe in his backyard at least for the time being until we could arrive. But it looks like the little guy caught in the rain, which is probably how he got lost. If he is not, it doesn't have a fenced-in yard at home, or maybe he got slipped through his tether. Who knows how he got loose. Unfortunately, his owners did not get him a microchip, and he's not wearing any tags on his collar that he's wearing, so it doesn't do so good for him. So we will take him back to the shelter, get him dried up, get him some vaccines if he's healthy enough, which it looks like he might be. He's not in kind of shock or anything, but we'll probably check his temperature anyway, just to make sure that he's not hypothermic from the rain, and then set him up and get him the care that he needs. We'll get his picture up again, just as we did the last dog that was picked up, get him posted, and hopefully find his family. He's in really good shape. He's a really friendly guy. I know his family's going to be heartbroken when they realize that he's missing.
For animal welfare checks, people call in, they want us to go out and check the welfare of a dog. This dog's outside, it's very hot out today. Few factors here. One, the state has no state law, regardless of temperature, right? It doesn't address temperature, inclement weather, none of that. That is why we spent a year and a half writing what we call our best practices and our model ordinance because it does address that. The state law does not address keeping dogs outside. It just says food, water, shelter. That's it. It doesn't really describe what shelter is. It doesn't say it's got to be this, right? It just says this could be it. For livestock, it could be a tree as shelter, which is 100% unacceptable on my end. So that's why we spent a very long time constructing the best practices and model ordinance, because not all communities ban outside dogs. So we're getting calls for dogs being outside. It's 90 degrees. Yeah, I'd love to go take the dog and issue the owner tickets, but the community might not have anything. That's why we're pushing the commissioners to have all of their cities that they represent adopt those best practices. And if they don't, then we're going to start giving you back your workload.
Hello.
I'm on the. Here I am.
Hello.
I'm at work though.
Is anybody home?
Okay, can you hear me? Anybody home? My son. I can call him. He probably went to the track.
Okay.
Can
So
you hear me?
I can hear you. So
Okay.
the
Is something wrong?
the dog can't be left outside if no one's home.
Dog can't be left outside if no one's home. Oh, okay. I'm watching the dog for my daughter. So, okay, I didn't know that.
How long has the dog been outside?
How long has the dog been outside? He just went out to feed and used the bathroom. My son probably went to the track to run. I'm finna tell him to come right back and put him inside.
Okay, thank you. With that call, we went out there for a dog that had been called in for being outside for extended periods of time. Upon arrival, I viewed the dog and was in the backyard. So I knocked on the door, asked how long had the dog been outside. The person inside stated that the dog was only out for about 45 minutes. The dog has to have food, water, and shelter accessible at all times when outside. They stated that they understood. I got the information for the people and the dog and advised them that throughout the day they can only let the dog out for about half an hour to 40 minutes at a time. He stated he understood and they'll try to do better, and they're watching the dog for family friends, so they didn't really know how to properly take care of the dog. But
Animals don't have a choice who the owner is, right? They don't have a choice. So you go to work today, it's going to be a storm and it's going to be 90-something degrees. Well, this animal could be tethered and it cannot even seek shelter if it needed to. What a terrible existence, a situation you just put this dog in, right? So those are important areas we need to address. And we did in our best practice ordinance about outside dogs and during inclement weather. And even think of winter, Michigan winter, when it's 20 degrees out, right? And you just leave your dog out and you just think that's sufficient. What, even if it had a doghouse, does it have a flap on the door? Is it raised? There's all these things that we address what true shelter is. I mean, you can drive around areas and see dogs in a blue barrel, a blue 55-gallon drum barrel. And that's shelter? We just had that situation in Mount Clemens, which we don't even service, but we got involved because we believe that that's not adequate. So we address those things, what true shelter is. And we address inclement weather and when you could leave animals outside, but not unattended. You leave, secure the dog in your house. And not even in a garage, because if it's hot out, that garage is going to heat up. And most people don't have air conditioning in the garage. So you have to do what's best. And the only way to really do that is through ordinances. You need the tools in the toolbox when you need them. So once again, I want to thank the community, all the residents for tuning in to episode number 16, and Shelby TV for collaborating, making it possible for us to even air on patrol. So I'm truly thankful, and I hope you enjoyed it.
Remember to subscribe to the Shelby TV YouTube channel and click the notification bell to get updates on all Shelby TV content.